If Woody had gone right to the police, this would never have happened.
Uh-oh.
So, there are liberties being taken, like, there's going to be an increased amount of shit talk.
Oh, I have to remind myself I'm here willingly.
Catch one with a little bit of attitude, big guy?
Man, you champion son.
It's a kangaroo court.
What do you mean how is the NFL a kangaroo court?
Could you please let me explain why?
No, I don't want to hear this garbage. Give me an answer to the questions I asked you.
What the fuck are we doing?
Come on with it, baby!
Thanks, boy.
There, Italian. I'll talk to you later.
Let's get to the scene,
All
right?
My undercarriage is sweating. Certainly is good to be fucking seen, guys. I don't know if you guys can all hear me. I'm going to turn my headphones up. Hey, Maddie, can you hear me?
I cannot, actually. Can you hear me?
I don't know. How's that?
That's much better. Holy cow.
Yeah. Well, it's good to be heard. Good to be seen. Maddie! We took a week off last week. Nothing but illustrious guests. You got the Third Manageable Podcast. I am your host, Student Body Right. You can catch me on Twitter at Student Body Right. We got my other host, Co-Powder COO, Mr. Matt Diegert. How you doing, buddy? I heard you were under the hood in your week off. We're going to get under the hood for the 49ers. So, yo, rap with me. What do you got going on in your week off? What'd you do? Because I know a couple people made some life commitments. We'll talk about them in a little bit. Matt, what's up? What'd you do a week off?
Well, I like you said yesterday, I was under the hood. I was fixing my Jeep. The
winter car.
I mean, it's more than just a winter car, but I mean,
It's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't get it.
It is. It's
Fucking
definitely.
loser.
It's a lot of fun to I mean, it's not fun to be ripping the intake manifold.
It's not fun to hear you talk about it.
Yeah.
So moving on. I'm just kidding.
I got that multiple times. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what that is.
Seldom I know what I'm talking about as well. We got big announcement. We got. I guess we'll touch on it. I think it's a little fucking weird with the shout outs. Keep the personal thing the personal thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. But our boy is our boy. Alec Anderson, congratulations.
Yep.
Him and I won't give her. Yeah, we'll give her name. They're just great. She's briefly been on the pod, but congratulations to them. And then I don't know Josh, so good on you, lad.
Yeah,
she seems bright shining star for both of you guys. So the star shine brightest in terms of rest, in terms of getting in the training room, getting right. I think the bye week came at a great time, Matt. And certainly out of the bye week with rest, relaxation, ice, elevation, all that other shit. We're getting somebody back this week for our matchup.
I we'll touch on that in a second, but I mean, how good does it feel to actually, knock on wood, be the healthiest this team has been in 5 years going into this part of the season?
No, not for me. No, I mean, you know how injuries happen.
No, they do.
Unfortunately, we never root for injury. Unfortunately, right, Maddie?
Absolutely. You definitely don't.
I mean, you're a fool to think that this feeling is, won't be fleeting at some point.
No, and I'm sure we'll catch some other injuries and things like that. Knock on wood, it doesn't happen.
Some of these other people on these other networks might catch these hands.
But no, I mean, but I'm being serious. Every year so far in the Josh Allen era, it feels like at some point somebody got injured.
It's football.
And I get that. I completely understand that it's football and everything.
So if you understand it's football, you understand that we are in a rare moment, but it's football. That moment is going to be fleeting. I mean, we're playing. We're on the lake right now.
Well, I mean, we've said it multiple times.
We're on the lake right now. Look at the weather conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing. What do we...
You want to slap hands? Main camera.
Yeah, main camera, slap hands. Oh. Slap hands. Little Waterboy reference. But, bringing that whole to the linebacker thing is, Matt Milano coming back.
What are we getting back?
Matt Milano.
What are we getting back? We're getting back at All-Pro.
We don't know. We don't, because he hasn't been on the field basically in 2 years.
So, we've talked to Bud Carpenter, friend of the show. Shout out Uncle Bud. He walked us through that Trey White injury. And I don't think you really knew Bud at that time, but I think he caught you on almost like a social hot mic without the mic. You're just like, oh man, I can't believe that Trey thing. And what did Bud say? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And tell him how the nature of some of these long-term lower body injuries kind of work and how they, despite it being a lower body extremity injury, that scales all the way up to your mentals.
I was just going to say a lot of it comes down to the mentals. I mean, once your body is physically healed, and we hear it all the time from Thigh Doctor or Banged Up Bills. This is how long something takes to heal. He said it the other day about Amari Cooper. Shout
out Thigh Doctor, by the way.
He's in week 5 of having the cast on. It's a 4 to 6 week injury or 4 to 6 week cast. So I mean, and those things all come down to each other.
Sure
do.
I think you nailed it.
It really comes down to those type of things, but bones and ligaments and that type of thing come down to time, right? Whereas once that time passes, after that, it's kind of all goes to mentals.
Speaking of, I just got that message. So that would have been nice to have Chris Fischetti. Just shout out to him, beat cancer. We were just celebrating him with him and all that stuff like that. He would be nice to impart, but I think some of these guys removed, like Uncle Bud, like Woody, like Fischetti, they'll be the first to tell you. It's all about how you respond, especially when you play on the reactive side of the ball, not the proactive, the reactive side of the ball, the defense, right? And main camera, this is not taking what the defense gives you, or sweetie, okay? Reactive side of the football is that when you're playing at the level, who we got here? Anybody good?
No,
definitely no one. When you're playing at the level of, Matt plays great East-West football. He's able to cover a ton of ground in not a ton of time. Is that reaction level going to be great? Are we going to play a little bit more hovering disguised man just to help out Matt?
I think he's going to be on a play count, a snap count,
load management.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
It's I mean, I think,
why do you say that?
Because I think he's got to. We just talked about it. He hasn't been on the field in basically 2 years. Or a year and whatever. It's since
Sure.
week 5 of the Jacksonville
I'm
game.
gonna bait you.
Yeah, since week 5 of the Jacksonville game, he has not been on the field.
Do you think if we're in a different position, both in our command of the AFC East, which by the way, I think it's well known, if we win, if we win,
they clinch the AFC East.
Do you think we're afforded that autonomous plan of getting him back on his own custom, workload because of the way we've played without him? And do you think our status in that we want him healthy for the run?
So what it comes down to though,
do you think that there's like a duality in all combined elements?
And I'm gonna touch on a couple things here because truly,
Don't touch
and
me. Hate being touched by strangers. I break your train.
I said it earlier in the season when the bicep injury happened. I thought it was a blessing in disguise. I don't mean that in as far as him getting injured
you're gonna have
or
to
anything like
walk
that.
me through that.
Because the way that he looked in training camp, he had that like hitch.
He had a giddy up
in his step. He had that. He didn't have his giddy up. He didn't have the typical Matt Milano.
I mean, it's almost
so
like,
it gave him time to heal.
You know what I saw is a linebacker.
Yeah.
Because more people have asked me to kind of impart this.
Yeah.
What do I always say drives me crazy about kid who played at Baylor, middle linebacker.
Oh, Terrell Bernard.
No. The kid who played at Tulane. Sorry.
Oh, Dorian Williams.
Dorian Williams. What drives me crazy about Dorian Williams is about his pre-snap hand placement. Why the fuck are your hands on your hips?
Well, that's actually Joe Andreessen, not.
Oh, is it Andreessen?
It was Andreessen. Yeah.
So let me make a broad thing. It is wasted movement to not have your hands in a active, ready, prone position, right? Mm-hmm. It is wasted movement. I saw a lot of, especially when he was playing like a little closer to the line, almost like a scissor step. Scissor step, right? Mm-hmm. Big camera.
Yep.
Ready? Prone, because he plays prone almost like this. A scissor step is.
Yep.
Right? I'll do it
one
one more time. God, that's wasted movement.
Right.
It's wasted reactionary time. And while you say it's a blessing in disguise, when you incur another injury, it's about getting back on the field. It's not. It's not weeding away some of these bad habits. Sometimes you pick up because of injuries you pick up.
because you're favoring one side. And that comes down to the mental. You're favoring one side. You're favoring, that leg because you're so worried about, maybe not necessarily worried, but like that thought goes in the back of your head and you get that intrusive thought. I don't want
you're completely right.
I don't want to put too much on this, so let me go with this. And that's how injuries to the other side happen, right? So when you're putting so much on the other side because you're worried about the right side, now you're going to the left side.
You're compromising almost more load bearingness.
Correct.
On the other one. Don't want to surmise. I mean, I'm a stockbroker in the main thing, and you're a high level data analyst.
But I mean, you played. I played. I mean, it's
I blew out my knee.
Right.
You had your ankle.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Now when you blew it out, did you ever get back? You played.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're kind of preaching from experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's applications at all levels, guys. There absolutely is. So, happy to have him back. Don't know what we're getting back, but even if you get something less than an All-Pro, we don't have any All-Pros really back there. Besides, who's an All-Pro this year? If you had to call it, Benford probably.
Benford, I think Bernard, other than his couple of games he missed, he's definitely an All-Pro. I mean, look at the play he made, intercepting the ball at the end of the Kansas City game to finalize that game, to end that game.
Sure.
There's still a minute left. We've all seen it. We've all seen it with Mahomes. We've all seen it.
That interception is evergreen, no matter at what point.
Right.
So.
I'm glad he's coming back. Like I said, I truly do think the biceps injury, it sucks, but I do think it was a blessing in disguise because of those reasons, because he was able to continue working out. He was able to continue rehabbing without putting too much pressure on himself to get back to play to the level that he was playing before. And even Terrell Bernard said it. He looks as good, if not better, than when he was playing last year. And we saw, that's coming from your middle linebacker. That's coming from your most likely All-Pro middle linebacker. That whether that's just what you call coach speak.
That's folly, bro. This come on. This is the first time in his life he's one, asked that by the media, and two, can give that comment without a raucous kind of nudge, like, who the fuck's this guy think he is? I mean, he's cemented. No, we're not talking about fucking Tremaine Edmonds anymore. By the way, real quick, I'll give you a multiple choice question. All right. How old do you think Tremaine Edmonds is? 47 years old or 20 fucking 2?
I think he's 24.
I think he's 22.
Well, I mean, let's figure it out. He was what, 20 when he came in?
Let's not work harder.
No, hold on.
Let's not work harder, but let's work because we got some sponsors. We gotta
touch on sponsors.
So do now.
So we're sponsored by Elliott Apollo's Restaurant, 3785 South Park Avenue, Blaisdell, New York, 14219. Definitely check them out. We actually have worked with Elliott to put together the Do Combo, which is
that is not accurate at all. He's 26.
But the Do Combo, the student wings and the Diegert.
Diegert, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still not comfortable giving my real name, and I'm still not comfortable.
That's okay.
For the rest of the show, trying to think about how old these players are because I'm clearly off. We're sponsored by Sons of Erie, your Lake Erie Beast art company. The best. We got Mr. Nicholas Albini coming on and doing some more art for us. You'll see a lot more synergy with doing that. You have Fat Boy Surf Club. You have beauty pools. You have kayak pools. You have Hamburg Brewing. You have CX Chronicles for all your customer service needs to scale up and making happiness a habit. Check them out, www.cxchronicles.com.
And as much as you know about that, and as much as you speak on that,
no, come on, use proper nouns. What's that?
On CX Chronicles.
Oh, yeah. Love age.
There is only one person on this network that can do that ad read the best. And that's
Allie Brady?
Allie Brady from...
Great last name.
Yeah. So definitely check them out Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Definitely check them out.
I was texting her, and I hope she doesn't mind. I was texting her, and she told me I wasn't comedian funny. Clearly, I'm not. Okay, anyway, moving on. This game, hopefully those are all the sponsors. You got anything else? FanDuel, Fubo TV. Anyway,
not
moving on.
FanDuel yet.
Not FanDuel yet, sorry.
Fubo TV.
Anyway, so the Bills, moving on, the Bills are going to play the Niners. Very anticipated Week 13 matchup. That's going on December 1st.
Sunday Night Football.
Highmark Stadium. We're doing that at
in snowy Buffalo.
8:20 p.m., yeah. If you want to catch that, the broadcast is on NBC and Peacock. I love an NBC broadcast. I do not like Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah, no, not whatsoever. Not at all.
I went a little punchy with a guy I do like, Alex Brasky. I went a little punchy, and him saying, he's like, why does Collinsworth need this week off? Like, his only job is to call 18 and 52 games. He owns PFF.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not making his nut calling those games. Like, that guy's minted. And I can't think of a worse person to give money to besides Donald Trump. No, I'm just kidding. That he's our president. A lot of respect. And also, the president of this company is me, so I'll say what I want. Moving on, it is a quarterback matchup. Josh Allen is leading the Bills. Dynamic season so far, man. And then, are we clear? Who's going to be?
We don't
who's going to be under the nuts for the 49ers?
It seems like it is going to be Brock Purdy, but we don't know because
what's his ailment? What's he suffering from?
I'm not 100% sure. I'll be honest with you. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I will look that up real quickly.
Yeah. So,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, because that's going to be integral in how I was segue this. Yeah, Brock Purdy, we're not really sure. Obviously, both these teams boost a massive passing game. The 49ers are heavily reliant, though, on the other side of the ball. I wouldn't say as much as we are with James.
Shoulder injury.
Shoulder injury. Is that on the throwing or non?
Yes, because it is on the throwing. It is on the throwing because he hasn't been able to throw. He threw. Sure. I think they said in the media workout he threw 2 passes on Wednesday. Today he didn't throw a lot either.
So I blew up.
But he's questionable for the game. Whereas they've already ruled out Trent Williams and Nick Bosa, which is huge. Von Miller, Greg Rousseau.
How's that Von Miller? Whoa, hang on a second. How's that Von Miller back on?
Yeah. I mean, I still think he gets a 10.
Hey, man.
But
salute you for your bravery.
Hey, I got to do a thigh dance, whatever. I mean, at this point. But I mean, let's be serious. He could go out and have 3 sacks this week and put himself up to.
And if my aunt got wheels, she would be a bicycle.
This is true.
Keep it fucking moving, dude. Anyway, to get back in to set the scene here, the Bills, kind of similar. You don't really see a ton of people calling it like that just because of like the West Coast offense and stuff like that. Heavily reliant on Christian McCaffrey. I wouldn't call us heavily reliant on anything. We're an extremely balanced game. Probably the most balanced team, most balanced, just what we put on tape out there.
I mean, I will say that they are pretty reliant on Josh Allen. Like you throw Mitchell Trubisky in there. I don't think that they're doing anything that they're probably relying on James Cook. They're probably relying on maybe short passing game, things like that. Khalil Shakir. Curtis Samuel out of the backfield.
Uno Questiono.
Yeah.
That's French. No, it's not. Absolutely not. Can I ask you something that has been bothering me really quick? And it's not about the Bills, but it's about Dabes. Team Dabes. I would say, what is the point? Like, Mitch Trubisky gets hurt, right? Or Josh gets hurt. God forbid. Yeah. Can you imagine going to the street and signing like a Thad Lewis? What the
Not
fuck?
again.
What the fuck are the Giants doing?
I don't know.
You sit there. It is such an unserious situation for Joe Shane to go out there and Tommy Cutlets. First of all, that his agent is once again an unserious human. I mean, you will know that Matt Close we have coming on the 20th of December, big agent Man Harris and all that tied into the Giants. But like, why the chaos in New York? So much chaos in New York. From the Jets to the Giants to the Parkway South to the Lincoln Tunnel, just so much chaos.
Yeah, and it's New Jersey, it's not New York, but only one team in New York.
Sorry,
but no. I mean the New York Giants, New York Jets, they're having a lot of issues, and I don't know what it truly is because we saw Dable's offense here with Josh. You saw it in Daniel Jones's first year with Dable. He did well. I wouldn't say he was great. But he did well. He played well in it. They got to the playoffs. But then after that, it was. I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened there. I truly don't.
I don't think he's on the block table.
It's tough for me to say yes or no at this point because I do think I do think that they're going to give him another quarterback. I think they're going to give Joe Shane another quarterback.
I think they're going to get in the room, much like Bean and McDermott get in the room, and they're going to get their guy. That's what Shane has learned from.
Yep.
That is, he's a Carolina guy. McDermott's a Carolina guy. It's not enough to say that he is a disciple of Bean. Mm-hmm. He's been with McDermott the whole time. He knows cultivating a coach and everything like that. And he knows Dave's. Dave's was his pick. Daniel Jones wasn't.
Right.
Daniel Jones, unless he produced a results-driven season commiserate of that contract, the market's the market. But at the same time, if you're a top 7 quarterback, congrats. 32 divided. You're in the top 19.2%. Mm-hmm. Is Tua in the top 19.2%?
I think so. Excuse me.
Did you throw up a little bit in your mouth when I said Tua?
No.
That was fucking rude, bro.
Sorry, Tua. No. No. I mean,
to be clear, we do not know Tua.
No, not at all. It's tough though because you see this kid from Alabama, and
which one? Mac Jones?
Tua.
Mac Jones? Tua?
Like it doesn't
Who
matter.
else is in that quarterback room? Mac Jones, Tua. There's one more.
Jalen Hurts. But
and then before that,
So here's my thing about it though, and not to get.
And the other one before that is playing in what, the UFL. Aaron.
McCarron. AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron.
Yeah. But no. Here's my thing.
Talk to me, Goose.
Why is Tua struggling and Mac Jones struggling in like bad weather areas or cold weather games
I don't believe in that bullshit.
You cannot believe in it. But Tua is horrible in. Look at what he did last night. You
can look at data and manipulate it any way to any narrative.
You can, but
that's the media's job. That's
what
the
I was
media's job.
saying is Jalen Hurts went to Philly, and he's thriving. Like, what's the difference there?
Matt, half the NFL is from the SEC.
I get that, but
so what is a cold weather team if half of your players are from the SEC and fucking warm weather? They
all
grew up in Plantation, Florida, Mobile, Alabama.
Josh came from Wyoming.
Josh Allen came from California, bro.
He did, but he went to Wyoming.
I got that, but he lived the majority of his 27-year-old life, three quarters of it by the math, up until 18 years old in California. So what are cold weather teams?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I do.
Round of applause for Student.
I do get the point that a lot of these guys are SEC quarterbacks, South quarterbacks. I mean, look at Patrick Mahomes, Texas Tech.
Okay, well, let's do this. It's strongly predicated on situations. Look at the situation. Baker Mayfield, drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Mm-hmm. Then onto the Carolina Panthers, then briefly with the Rams. And now he is finding himself a $100 million man, and he is leading someone in Florida. Oklahoma guy leading in Florida. You got to be dynamic, not static.
But I mean,
I'll do you again.
Hold on.
Sam Darnold. Absolute. He was on the lectern of just disappointment every day with that New York Jets.
I think Sam Darnold's got to be the outlier though, and here's the thing. The reason why I say that is because he went to
Joe Flacco.
He went to stop. He went to.
It's becoming too overwhelming.
New York. He went to the New York Jets, right? And he was horrible. Went to behind. He played in San Francisco. I'm not saying that he went to a cold weather team in Minnesota and everything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he went into a bad situation and then had to learn or unlearn a lot of those things.
Sam Darnold's from USC, bud. He's playing again in adult and stuff like that. But these are all guys who have found success regardless of the precipitation level and the accumulated snowfall. I think it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think to anybody to be like on cold weather teams and stuff like that, you could repurpose data and be like, oh, he doesn't play well when there's no state income tax. Fuck off. Yeah, you gotta find a conducive situation with people around you. Mr. Irrelevant, the guy we're playing this weekend, Brock Purdy, was the last pick in the draft.
Yeah.
You don't think a lot of, for better or for worse, especially a lot in the media, they're never going to give him his flowers because of the system he's built around and the players he's built around. Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, not playing this week.
Right.
Fuck.
But no, that's why I was saying that
They better eat with that.
That's why I was saying I truly think that that Sam Darnold is the outlier in that situation because he had to go into a bad situation. But
you're talking weather.
You see a future Hall of Famer. I'm not talking about weather right now.
Good, because he plays in the dome.
I'm not talking about weather right now. I'm talking like as far as football goes. It's tough because he went to a place and you see how bad Aaron Rodgers is playing in New York. Like there's something about going to ever since the butt fumble. They have been a horrible team. But
I'll slice your argument in half. What the fuck is Zach Wilson doing?
I mean, I get it. I do. I'm just saying. I think that was a horrible situation.
There's a lot of fulcrums. There's a lot of levels. There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
This is a masterclass in astrophysicists, if you want to predict, and that's what the draft is. You do.
Next week, Neil Tyson DeGrasse or Neil.
That guy's a fucking loser, by the way.
God.
What a fucking loser. What a loser. What a sanctimonious fucking loser. I hate losers. I hate people who go on cruises. Poorest fucking shit ever. Anyway, moving on. Let me get one of this recap. Anyway, if you're not at the high seas and Norwegian cruise lines sucking down pina coladas. The offensive threats we went through McCaffrey and stuff like that. Not excited to see. A really good battle, a battle of what we just talked about. Somebody, Mr. Irrelevant in the draft, and a very the gunslinger.
I mean, you can't get any more dynamic than that, right? Seventh pick in the draft. Seventh pick in the draft, 252nd pick in the draft. You can't get any more truly dynamic than that.
I mean, we're probably going to watch the game together. You'd be hard pressed if I'm going to have that TV on anything but mute because I don't want to hear.
Shout out Eric Wood.
No, fuck. Does that count against me?
No.
I know Eric Wood.
No, not at all.
Now it counts against me. Oh man, another podcast where fucking Student flexes his.
Gotta erase the one.
It's been 0 days since we have had an incident of student insecurities. Anyway, but you have two of these things. I don't want to hear Pat Mahomes interjected into this broadcast because we took care of them. We're moving on. We're probably going to see them again. What teams would you say?
AFC Championship game. That's the next time you're going to see them.
No, I don't think so.
It's the only way you're going to be able to see them.
I don't think we see them.
You think that they lose in the divisional round?
I think that they don't have that je ne sais quoi of outside of what you saw them the walk-off against a 5-4, what is it, a 5-4 Broncos team? You saw a walk-off there. I don't think they have. There's too much. There's too much on. Let me finish. There's too much on film of how they've won these games, and there's too many preventative measures. If we play Bills ball, not that we're going to see them. There's too many preventative measures you can take to. You don't have to rely on that end of game interception that sealed the game for the Bills because you just have to manage a clock if you have a lead with good teams like the ground game, like the Ravens, great ground game. Right, you can chip away at that last bullet in that 6-shooter of giving the Patrick Mahomes the ball as time hits 0-0. And I think too many people are aware that the less opportunities you give Mahomes and the more desperation you handle that, like, hey, this could be the last one. That's where he's starting to throw interceptions, and that's why he's so turnover heavy this year. Your thoughts?
I look at it something like today. They just barely won the game today. It was 19-17.
Wasn't great.
Again, it was another game that he didn't play great. Nobody on the Chiefs played great. Raiders stepped up and played very as well as they could. But they're shorthanded as well. They have Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell at quarterback. You can't win in this league without, I don't want to say an elite quarterback, but you can't win games with a Gardner Minshew. You can't win games with an Aiden O'Connell unless you have, and they lost Josh Jacobs. So that piece that they had last year that they lost, that they could literally have Minshew or Aiden O'Connell turn around and hand the ball off. They don't have that anymore. They're going with Amir Abdullah. They're going with Zaire White.
Not gonna work here anymore anyway.
No, and it's.
Are we peeking and pitting tonight? By the way,
we are. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I mean,
I'm already bored.
The pit of it, the pit of everything is going to be the snowfall. It's either going to be 2 inches or it's going to be 2 feet. So I mean, we'll see.
I mean, you couldn't pay me to go to that game on Sunday.
No, you could give me tickets and I probably wouldn't go. I'll sit in my basement and have a couple cocktails and enjoy myself.
It's just not worth the Abbott Road, the Southwestern Road. It's just not. That's too much ramp up time. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see. Maybe we'll speak to the fans. Main camera. Don't make it a spectacle of snowballs. I don't like that stuff.
It's fun, but also at the same
For
time,
who?
It's also at the same time too. It's also very unsportsmanlike as well.
And we can be.
Oh, absolutely.
We can be.
They give you the one or two warnings, and then they can issue penalties.
You know what?
Come on with it, baby!
I wanted to ask you. I never saw a clearer moment, and this is pissing me off. Hey, you know what? This is kind of pissing me off. You know that down punt? By the way, rest in peace, Matt Eberflus. Never root for.
Rest in peace, but rest in peace is his coaching.
For now.
For now.
Never call for somebody's job. Never. We don't do that. We never root for injury. Call for somebody's job. We understand this is how he feeds his family. Hope you're okay. But he understood the grounds of which what he signed up for.
But I'm sorry.
What a categorical mismanagement to run the clock out on your fucking self.
But it's not even just his fault.
You're going to put that on a rookie quarterback?
Absolutely.
First time ever in that NFL situation. I hated how they went fucking 3 trips.
Because
they're getting their fucking dicks kicked in by that rush, right? And they have a bunch 3 trips. If you have the bulk of your wide receivers in a single set to the other side, how the fuck are they going to break into the route tree at the rate of which your offensive linemen are turning into Swiss cheese?
You know why I'm going to put that final play on Caleb Williams?
It wasn't even the final play. You know what it was?
I know. It was
coming back after that, let me set the scene. Coming back after that, going 5 wide and not bringing your running back in for pro protection. They're already eating them fucking alive when you're fucking in max protects fucking 6 wide. It's a fucking travesty to run trips to the boundary 4 times in a row. How the fuck, when you're that condensed, can you get into a route tree? That is crazy to me. And then to go 5 wide, not even bring your back in for some type of max protect or a fucking jet protect system and sacked right away. That is what pissed me off. That to set you up like, and they still went. They didn't even run balanced set with out of like 11 or 10 personnel or anything like that.
And I'm sorry. I can't remember whether it was second down or third down.
Sorry for yelling.
No, you're fine. But I can't remember if it was second down or third down. But how do you get a penalty on like the 20-something yard line for a delay of game?
How do you get a penalty out of
I understand, but
Keenan Allen? Yo, that's an NFL vet.
Yeah.
Well, how are you losing your cool?
But still,
that's
delay of game on the 20.
Helmet comes off of the field of play to no fault of his own, and then he's chucking the ball.
But still.
That's just general frustration of the entire situation.
Absolutely, and he comes out and says it the other day, or yesterday, or today, or whatever, that he's going to go back to L.A. or stay with Chicago once his
he didn't say that. Did he?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's avoidable.
But I mean, when it comes down to it, though, I put not only the final play of the game, I put that on Caleb Williams because he knew there was a timeout. He could have taken the timeout. He was standing on the field. He changed the play to basically run something deep rather than even you have 6 seconds, 7 seconds left when the ball was snapped, right? So why are you not running? Why are you not switching to another play that gets you maybe 5 yards and then get out of bounds? running a play that's 5 yards over the middle, get the guy down, and 5 yards and get the guy down, and then call a timeout with 1 second left? How are you not doing these things? How are you running a deep route and sending your rookie wide receiver deep like that with 7 seconds left? You can't do that. I get it. He's a rookie. I get it. But I'm sorry. I still am of the mind that Caleb Williams, all the talent in the world. All the talent in the world. He doesn't have it between the ears. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it between the ears, and he doesn't have it.
You hate yourself right now.
No, I don't. I said it when he was drafted. I said it all along up drive because you.
Okay, fine. We'll play this game. Why are you more staunch on that opinion now? Because of what you've seen, or is this just what you've already seen and now the applications are in the NFL?
It's the latter.
So it's more of the same.
Correct. And here's the thing. He's going to make these special plays.
Of course it's more of the fucking same, dude. He's a rookie. Come on. They're I said it before the season. They are a GM and a coach away from fucking touching a divisional championship. Can we not talk about them?
But no, I know we got.
By the way, what a terrible slate of games.
Oh, it was bad. It was really bad. But I mean, it comes down to it. Like, they were going up against one of the best teams in the NFL in the Lions. 23-20 with 2 minutes left in the game. They're driving down the field. They have it on the 20-yard line, and you have one timeout left, and a flag gets thrown because you went 0-0 on the play clock. You allowed that to happen, even as a rookie quarterback. That's something you've known since Pee Wee's. That you can't let that clock tick zero.
Okay, why would you fuck it up in Pee Wee's?
What do you mean?
You fuck it up because the situation was too overwhelming, right? It was the first time there. Pee Wee's,
and that's what I'm saying. The situation is overwhelming to Caleb Williams. It's the same thing he did at USC.
I just don't want to be too predicated on.
He was 2-5 against top 25 teams. 2-5 against top 25 teams in college. Yeah, sure, you can beat up on all the lower end teams. You can beat up on whatever. He's 2-5 against all these lower end teams or top 25 teams.
No, I don't think there's any college applications. Wyoming, you got to battle Wyoming versus Iowa State. It's tough. It's tough to drown those applications, but it's been a lot of the same of what we saw in college. But he is a rookie, right?
He is a rookie, and I will say he makes special plays on the field.
But there's a reason you get the first round draft pick. Is because you were in.
I don't think he should have been the first overall draft pick. I don't. I think that put way too much pressure.
First year GM.
No, he's not Ryan Poles is not a first year GM.
When he drafted Caleb, what was second year GM?
He's like 3 or 4 years in.
Bullshit.
Look it up. The Chicago Bears GM is in his third or fourth year.
Okay.
But what I'm saying though is, you took Caleb Williams, number 1 overall, without basically it was a known prophecy or whatever you want to call it.
He was hired Jan 2022. So
2022 season, 2023.
Well, 2022, 2023 season, and then the 2023, 2024 season.
Well, 22, 23, 24.
So he had 2
This is his third year.
So it's 2 drafts.
22, 23, 24.
Well, it'd be 2022 to 23, 2023 to 2024. This is going to be his third draft coming
and
up.
This is it's 2025. 2024, 2025. This was his third draft because he got hired before the draft.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9.
He got hired before the 2022 draft. Then he drafted in the 2022.
And I'm going to draft a new segment. It's called The Peak in the Pit, sponsored by Sons of Erie. Sons of Erie, www.sonsoferie.com. Come for all of your beautiful needs. Would you commission patients?
Beautiful needs.
Yeah, my beautiful needs was getting the fuck out of that conversation. Anyway, Matty! What was your peak? What was your pick?
Well,
let's go into this. We're 2 weeks removed. What is the peak of which we have to perform at to secure a win? What is the pit in your stomach right now, and the fear of which we will slump to? Matt, this is sponsored by Sons of Ear.
Honestly,
the
weather. The weather is really one of the things.
Starting with the pit.
The pit is going to be the weather. I truly think that, we saw it, a couple years ago against Cincinnati. Offense knows what they're doing. Like, I'm not saying that the 49ers offense knows what they're doing. Of course they do.
It's a fantastic point.
The offense knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The defense has to play reactionary.
And that was my point,
and it's
Matt.
a lot tougher to do that when there's a foot of snow on the ground. There's 6 inches of snow on the ground.
A frozen pitch.
Right, exactly. And you really can't. That's why it's my pit, because they can just turn around. Brock Purdy doesn't have to throw the ball once. We saw that happen 3 years ago with Mac Jones in that win game where he threw 2 or 3 passes and they ended up winning. So they can Brock Purdy can just turn around and hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, and the Bills are going to have to step up and be able to stop them from running the ball.
To expand on that, we have 3 very dynamically different running backs.
Absolutely. And
we can see the reactionary football that 49ers defense is playing. Are we going to be a bruiser? Are we going to be a bruiser? I'd say more
we have
bruiser.
we have to play
with
that
Ray
bully
Davis.
ball.
I'd say a bruiser with Josh Allen and Ray Davis.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. Ray Davis is just kind of for the sake of categoricalism. Jake, check that.
Do I think it's going to be like
slash and cut? Are they playing on the heels of their cleats or the balls of their feet with the conditions, or are we going to go chaos utilitarianism with Ty Johnson? I think I like all those things that we can do at running back.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the coin, Christian McCaffrey can do that all in one player.
Yeah, he can catch the ball out of backfield. He can run the ball. He can be the bruiser that they just
or be a decoy for Deebo Samuel, who can probably do 2 out of 3.
Yep, absolutely. And it truly comes down to it is which I truly think that which running back or which running back room, which group of rushers is going to, this is based on if the weather is as bad as they're saying. Now, if it's not, Josh Allen's going to throw all day all over him, because he's going to have a lot of time in the pocket, because they don't have Nick Bosa playing. They don't have they're a little bit Fred Warner's been playing on an injury. There's a lot of things to it.
Trent Williams.
Well, he's offense.
I get that, but I'm just saying all these moving parts of uncertainty. The weather it's
Well,
a
and
multiplicative effect.
as far as we talked about just now with the reactionary, defensive ends, defensive linemen don't have to play reactionary football in the snow. They can just pin their ears back and go basically try and stop the rush, because they're not if it's as bad as they say.
They have committed rush lanes.
Yeah, exactly, and they're not.
They can almost play a little bit more free.
Yep.
You're not going to see a ton of 7 take. You're not going to see a lot of boundary pushing run games.
Right.
I think, but if they were smart, and I'm not, but I think I am. You can catch people out playing in this type of weather, boundary pushing run games, because if you get hard aggressive, right here, hard, especially when they play so much shotgun football, hard aggressiveness out of Russo, out of Epinesa, out of Von Miller. If they take just too many, try to catch a tackle in this kick slide back, right? This kick slide. Yeah. If they get a little too aggressive and get a little wandering and trying to do the dip cut and all that stuff, you're going to get caught with like a little outside draw, and now you're requiring Benford and Rasul Douglas to come out of their back pedal and converge to set thing, and then alley football. If he doesn't, if you're coming and playing the alley, call it cloud force, and for the viewer, cloud force is when the corner has outside contain. Backer force, Matt, who has linebacker has outside contain. Sky force.
Safety.
Correct. When you have somebody who, especially when we play that cover 2, and it's to a short boundary that has to fill an alley, and he doesn't know after that force hasn't been set, he doesn't know what's behind him, and that running back has the optics of where he wants to take it. I don't want to play in the alley.
No.
So that's the pit in my stomach. It's going to be alley play, especially to the boundary with corner force. Corner force is committed. Backer force. I don't want to. I mean, it's going to be really hard to ask Benford and Douglas to transition out of a back pedal on a draw or an RPO. That's a toughie, isn't it?
You know who else is going to be tough on?
Tell me.
Milano. Mentally, because he's
seeing if he's still got that plant and drive.
Yeah, and it's not even the drive. Be able to drive off his legs or anything like that. Dropping backwards and then going forward, putting that foot in the ground and things like that. It comes down to it. Is his mentals back to where they were, where he feels that because if he's backpedaling and has to put the right foot back, is he going to be thinking about that, or is he just going to?
It's not an if.
I know.
Yeah. No, we both know. We shouldn't even speak. This is one of the things we can speak in certainty to. He's going to have to trust that all the rehab, all the time, it's why you lift all those weights, right? Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. Anyway, record scratch. Whoop, do it again. What is the peak that you think we need to ascend to?
Honestly, I think it's going to be it's going to be our running back room. I really do. I think that James Cook. I think you're going to see a very similar game plan that Joe Brady put against the Dallas Cowboys.
Do you think that?
That he put against the Dallas Cowboys last year.
Interesting. That's a very controlled environment, Jerry World.
Well, we played here. Look what the weather was. Look what the weather was that day. It was raining. It was cold.
Here's a good point, and I think you said it without saying it. Do you think Joe Brady is so staunch in how we win football games, rain, wind, snow, sleet, that you can replicate a game plan of which we put together in a controlled environment like Jerry World that can be replicated for the tundra of which they're about to play in? It's an interesting question. You don't have to have an answer. I don't have an answer.
The game was here last year against Dallas. It wasn't in Jerry World.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was saying. Like, it was here in Buffalo, and James Cook had 189 yards. Like, they just kept handing them the ball. I think Josh had 89 yards passing or 94 yards passing, something like that. I'd have to look it up to find out that was a year ago. But I mean, and thanks to Don, it's exactly what it is. Let James cook. And it's not just him anymore. It's also Ray Davis. It's also Ty Johnson.
What's Dalvin Cook doing?
He was in Dallas the last I knew.
Yeah.
I thought he got cut from there, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't follow.
Oh, by the way, fuck you, Jesse. Let me do it again. Ezekiel Elliott. He'll have more than anytime he'll have more than 12. He'll have more than 12. More than 12 yards. He had one rush for 4. Hey, no one to blame. Fuck you. I'm blaming you, dick. Anyway, the only thing more trash on Thanksgiving than that performance was 2 things. 1, turkey, poor people food. 2, Skip Bayless. How about them Cowboys?
So, all right, what is your thing, real quickly, what is your thing against turkey?
It's a trash food.
But there's so much nutrients in it, and
there's nutrients in salad. Look at my build. Clearly, I don't value that either.
There is no nutrients in salad. There is zero. The crunchy water, like the lettuce, no, not whatsoever. There is no real nutrients in salad.
Matt, I can stand up for you and look at my build. I don't have abs anymore. Clearly, I don't have a firm understanding of the food pyramid. But neither does DK Metcalf. That guy eats candy all day.
Oh, yeah, which I don't know how he's not 300 pounds. Like,
how much did you bench back in the day, by the way?
495.
Yeah. I think I did. My max was, I did 460 for 4. So if you bench 315, very cool. Very, very cool. Anyway, moving on. The peak of which I think we have to ascend to. We need to control the line of scrimmage. both on the offense
And
defense.
real quick, I mean, Don put it in the chat for us, so thank you. Josh Allen was 7 for 15 for 94 yards, and James Cook 25 carries, 179 yards for a touchdown and a touchdown. Like that's
Dude, I was 7 for 15 for 94 yards, just passing my cousin Miller Lights on fucking on Thanksgiving. I was threading the needle. My mom was like, Jeffrey, student, are you driving? I'm like, no, Mom. She's like, okay, try the next player in the pistol. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick 5 minutes. I'll see you guys later.
The bills make me walk.
And we're back. Anyway, that is going to be what I think we need to ascend to. The peak, once again, the peak of the pit is brought to you by Sons of Erie. Sons of Erie, www.sonsoferie.com for all of your Lake Erie and Buffalo Bills needs. Matt, we're going to do a new segment really quick. I want to do the new segment. Come on, please, Daddy, please.
Not yet.
Dad, please.
Not yet, because we got one more.
You got to say maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Did your kids ever, or when you were a kid, did your mom or dad ever do that?
Yes.
Like you're in the store and
Yep.
you wanted like chocolate covered
Or video game or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
They're
just trying to keep you away from being a Dungeons and Dragons nerd.
So, real quick.
All that money.
The new segment we had last week.
What was that?
Predict the drive of the game. Brought to you by
Kevin's Family Taxi. Kevin's Family Taxi for all your medical needs or just general transportation, especially in this snowy weather where Uber wait times and the accelerant fees, especially as you're going and coming from the game. Call Kevin's Family Taxi. You've got the graphic up right there. Kevin's Family Taxi. Respondent. They have a fleet of cabs. They're friendly. They'll get you the fastest route. Knowing where they're going, the drive of the game. Are we recanting on the drive of the game, or are we just highlighting a network sponsor?
No, we're just highlighting a sponsor. That's pretty much it. It's somebody who's very near and dear to our hearts, and
he's a good guy. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's gonna be our segment on for the post game show. We have the drive of the game coming up on Sunday during the post game. Which
okay, not gonna do it. The new segment. I'm so excited for.
Can do it.
Okay.
Absolutely. We got plenty of time here to do whatever we want.
No, we don't, because I turned into a
pumpkin.
No, I'm gonna turn it into an icicle with like the way the thing is. So the new segment.
16-year-old bitch.
Bars or
no bars.
Bars or
no bars.
We're gonna get even change.
Probably.
Yeah, whatever. Let's get to it. All right, bars or no bars, right?
Yeah, ready.
Sign me up. So, Bars or New Bar, it is a segment sponsored by Iliot Apollos. Iliot Apollos, 3785 South Park Avenue Institution. For all your Italian needs for philanthropy, we're aligned. We got the bocce tournament. I'm already thinking about it.
Yeah.
You got to look forward to something with all this going on. Anyway, Iliot Apollos, a family affair. This is where I'm going to say it's either bars or Matt.
No bars.
Bars or
no bars.
And that's where we're going to take a Sean McDermott press conference clip and see, does it slap? Can we play it in the club? Is it a banger? So, Maddie, I got one for you.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
Want to play it?
Cue it up.
All right.
Here we go.
Cross that threshold is going to go for him and for us.
Why don't you hit that again real quick?
Cross that threshold is going to go for him and for us.
Maddie, we got to crash that threshold. And it's for him and it's for us. Bars or no bars?
Bars.
Bars or no bars?
Bars.
Bars. Bars or no bars?
Bars.
Thank you, Sean McDermott. Hot 97. This is Funkmaster Flex. You got the Breakfast Club. You got Angela EGVNV. Charlemagne the guy. That is bars or no bars. I got to get the audio a little bit better.
Yeah.
But that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys like that. Bars and No Bars. Anyway, that's sponsored by Sons of Erie. It's sponsored by Iliad Apollos. And it's sponsored by my depraved ingenuity when I have a couple cocktails in me. So, man, you nervous at all for this one?
I wasn't going into it because of all the injuries that San Francisco has.
Bars.
But when it comes down to it, I am nervous, and I'm getting more nervous. I think that's the former player in me that just gets nervous before anything, and but it really comes down to it.
Von Miller.
It really comes down to
I
it.
don't know if he's placating you. It comes down to this: you made a bad bet with Eye Doctor. Continue.
Probably. No, I still don't think it was a bad bet because here's the thing: Von Miller missed 4 games. He's probably getting 2 sacks in those games. So now you're talking.
And if my continue.
You're talking. He's now at 6 instead of at
How many on Sunday?
I'm gonna have him for 2.
2.
2.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Here's a funny comment. Thanks, Don.
I got hurt looking at the San Francisco injury report. I understand, man. I got hurt on the way almost to the pod.
I know.
Dude,
hey.
I am notorious for not reading texts,
Not paying attention to things. Yeah.
or if I'm on the phone. Look at what just happened. On the phone, what do I do? Always do.
Just hang up.
Hang up, man. Just.
But no, I mean, hey, there's a need for salt outside. I almost bit it coming in, and then you almost bit it coming out.
I was just like, motherfucker. I was just like, he just warned me. I'm like, how stupid am I? Anyway, but we didn't put out the jersey today, but Legend of the Game, Mr. Doug
Very
Flutie.
Very excited for the Legend of the Game. I can't wait to see how he hypes up the crowd.
Yeah, Boston College guy. Went back and played the Patriots. I always thought it was funny that he convinced Bill Belichick to
Let him do a drop kick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have we seen one since?
No.
Really? Yeah. Give me a memory.
No. Did Justin Reed did one? I thought maybe I could be wrong, but I feel like there was one other one since the Doug Flutie one.
Interesting. Yeah. I have a memory of Doug Flutie, but I'm going to ask you, what is you have any formula ones that you want to recant as he leads the charge?
Mine for me was the his first year here with the against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the undefeated Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they were 6-0 at the time. When he had the broken play with Thurman Thomas run around the end zone, and you got the famous Vandemonium call from Van Miller.
Yeah, mine was. How do I put this? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put it delicately. Okay, I won't tell that part. I thought he handled the Rob Johnson benching with grace.
Yeah.
He really did. That's like one of my.
I don't think I could have. I look back at
You're on as Teddy Cottrell, call your game. You're on a heater, and you never walk away from the table when you're on a heater.
So here's my question. Speaking of Doug Flutie, had he played in that game, the Bills go to the Super Bowl that year? Because it was the Titans that ended up in the Super Bowl. So do the Bills go to the Super Bowl? You think? Who do you think they lose to then?
I think they lose that game.
You think they lose that game with Doug Flutie? I don't. Absolutely don't. I don't think it comes down to Music City Miracle.
I think the performance of which Rob Johnson put on, right?
I mean, he played out of his mind in that game.
So what the fuck are we talking about? You think?
But I think he played. Okay, so here's the way that I look at it personally.
It was the right call.
No, I don't think it was.
You just said he played out of his mind. Rob Johnson's out of his mind is different than Doug Flutie fucking scampering, and just putting a win together.
But no.
Name me a game where Doug Flutie played out of his mind. You don't agree that Rob Johnson, his out of his mind is different than Doug Flutie's out of his mind, with which you can't recant of Doug Flutie playing out of his mind?
I mean, you're talking a lot of CFL games. You're talking a lot of that stuff.
I mean, that has to be like, come on.
I mean, I don't know. I truly think that and this is my own personal feelings, is I think that the Bills win that game if Flutie plays. They basically, it was Ralph Wilson basically telling.
I don't know.
It was.
Who's the GM there then?
John Butler.
Rest in peace.
It was.
Clearly, you have a very staunch and clear opinion about it. Come on.
It was Ralph Wilson basically making Wade Phillips make the decision to bench Doug Flutie and play Rob Johnson.
I don't know. I didn't know Ralph Wilson. I don't know. I don't know Jerry Butler, and I didn't know Wade Phillips. I'm going to be honest with that. I know some people. I don't know them. Maybe we ask Teddy Control. Teddy Control would still be on the end for that.
He would be. And you know, I mean, I don't know how in he would be for that conversation, but
For public consumption. Yeah.
but I really do think that, you know, and whether anybody agrees with me or not, I truly think that the Bills win that game.
You're not telling me why. You just, by your own admission, you told me Rob Johnson played out of his mind.
Out of his mind.
And I just asked you.
There's a difference. There's a
By
difference
your own
of Doug Flutie.
You're parroting what I said, but you can't tell me a game where Doug Flutie played, quote, out of his mind.
20 years ago. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I have a very good memory, but.
Just not when I'm pressing you?
No, it's not even that.
And I hope Von Miller has a good game because Trent Williams isn't playing. Tommy Giammer did ask that question. He does think big game out of Von Miller.
I do too. Yeah. I really do. I think that he's.
I don't think he's. Don't take too many liberties. Don't try to get, like I said before, don't try and get whoever backs him up. Probably not good that I don't know. I'm going to sneeze. I get this awful opinion out of me. And this. Don't do too much because that's when, some of those draw plays are going to happen.
Well, and that was basically Baltimore's game plan when Von Miller was in the game. It was let Von Miller run past the right tackle and then dump the ball in behind him to Justice Hill. He would break off 7, 10, 15 yards.
Yo, Don, you're commenting a lot. Don, if you want to hop on, just hop on the stream, man.
Yeah,
I love Don.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that guy. Don does a great job of breaking down some stuff for us. He's a Grinch. No, I'm a Grinch and Lord Palpatine at the same time. Matt, these late games, these games where you know you're going to have to. These late games, you got to gear up all day, and you have to be conscious that you're burning more calories trying to stay warm throughout that whole thing.
Yep.
It's a different dynamic. Trading table is a little different. You know, anybody that doesn't know this, the Buffalo Bills camera, the Buffalo Bills, they stay overnight. We won't say the hotel. They stay overnight the night before. Typically, you report to the stadium for training table, morning meetings, and then you have like a little downtime. I hate downtime.
Yeah.
It's much like the fan. It's hurry.
It's the worst. Downtime is the worst.
It's hurry up and wait.
Yep.
Don't you feel like that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Are you consuming other games?
Yeah.
If you're a player?
Well, as a player, no. No, you're getting it. You're getting your mind right. You're getting, stretched out. You're getting.
You want to hear a cool one?
Yeah.
When we were gearing up to play UDEL, when they had Omar Cuff, when they had all those guys go to the NFL.
Joe Flacco. Yeah,
we watched App State beat Michigan.
That's pretty cool. That had to be pretty cool.
Yeah, they really put into our hearts.
Speaking of,
wait, they put into our hearts that we had a chance against Joe Flacco-led Delaware team, and that was categorically incorrect. They mollywopped us. I don't think. To spin off that, I don't think you're going to see a one-sided game. What? Speaking of what?
Speaking of Michigan.
We don't use government names. I'm guessing you're talking about Allie Brady, Don. Don, just come on the show. I wasn't gonna help you out there.
Got to see the big Dougie Fresh yesterday.
Coach Freshington, you saw him?
Yeah, during the Turkey Bowl with Elliot Apollos. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
He is.
But OH, IO tomorrow, big game. Ohio State versus Michigan. Very excited.
What's the line?
I don't know. I didn't even look.
Good
I
segue, dude. Really
I'm
helpful.
sorry. I'm not like I might
do it.
I might bet every once in a while, but like, I can't lose by one leg anymore. It's really hurting my heart.
Do you ever include the Bills in your
No.
like massive?
No, never.
Why not?
I can't. Because
Just the emotional hedge and stuff.
it's not even just that. It is part of that. It is partly that, but also too, I feel like every time I bet on the Bills, they end up losing, and I think that might come from like a little bit of the drought era, where it's like
Waiting for the other shoe to drop.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
You played on the D line in games like this. Talk about the difference between screwing rubbers, moldeds, and screwing metal tips. In terms of, are you still figuring that out in pregame as to how the turf responded to the temperature as well as the elements? Because there's a difference. That turf is covered up right now.
Well, and it's the thing. Like I played on natural grass. No, not the new one will be. The new stadium will be, and it's going to be natural grass.
Do we know that?
Yes.
We know it's not heated.
It's not heated at the Ralph.
Green Bay's heated.
They also put that in recently.
I feel like you're just bullshitting me.
No, I'm not.
Okay. As an offensive line, in part on this, people like this when you talk about this. For anybody who didn't know, Matty had a lot of Division I offers. Decided to pursue a career in data. Whatever. I want to talk to you. 2 D1 guys. We'll never shy away from what we are in our past. Are you still figuring out your footwear? Pregame? Can you walk them through that? The advantages of screwing rubbers, moldeds, screwing metal tips, or you see a lot of wide receivers, they're wearing a lot of lacrosse cleats. Thompson Brothers. Maddie, take the floor.
It truly is. You go out before you walk on the field. You walk on the field, try and work your cleats into the the natural grass to try and figure out if you're gonna be skating on it or if you gotta like actually have the longer cleats or anything like that. And I always like to play with the shorter cleats.
Why is that?
Because I felt like I could get more of a
you don't want
grip.
to get grip, but you don't want to be pinned.
Correct.
So shorter cleats. Would you ever do a hybrid mold or?
I mean,
I was such a dummy in high school.
We're talking high school, so I mean, I had this.
Stop, but you played it. Listen, this guy's fucking being a little bitch right now. He had major D1 offers. You played at high school, but you played at the level that these things matter. What type of cleat are you wearing?
I was wearing Nikes. I was wearing the short cleats. I had the
rubber.
No, they were metal. They were the metal.
Metal tipped, yeah.
And I would unscrew them. I think there was like 6 or 9. I can't remember exactly what they were, but it was so long ago.
Don wants to know, and that's a question for you. Don, thank you for the question. Does playing on turf in cold temps versus warm temps make a difference? Maddie,
I don't know. I didn't play on turf.
Never played on turf.
No,
never. I can take this question.
Yeah,
absolutely does. Just the way the synthetic material, just by the nature of science, if you get a good binding element like H2O, a lot of those fibers, right? A lot of those fibers and things are going to stick together. So you have less material of which your cleats are skating through, right? And that turf gets fucking hard. Think about this. The play safe stuff, the black pellets that you see all the time. You see it all the time with at MetLife Stadium because that field's rototilt, stuff like that. You get a little you get a little water in those, and those beads are sticking together and stuff like that. They're no longer a cushioning element. They're almost like, it's almost like tectonic. They're blocks of binding together, and in the heavy wear sides of the field, you're going to see a lot different footing outside the hashes or inside or inside the numbers. You might see it way more slick just by nature of friction. I mean, before the show, I basically I paced around this house with my socks, and they almost caught fire. That's just by nature of friction and more moving. You're gonna break up the individual fibers of the synthetic turf, and you're gonna break up the almost tectonic rubber pellets
and
inside the
Yeah.
hashes. Outside, you're good at where the corners are playing, much like I went through with the force thing. You're going to see a lot more skating, I think.
Yeah.
Don, great fucking question. With me, I'm going to do I would do hybrids. I'm going to have them screw-ins on the heel, and I'm going to have I think it was the speed flexes, or maybe it was my helmet. I don't remember. You have the 3 points at the top, and then you have your 4 grounding things. And other than that, on your the sides of your feet where your arches are, you're gonna have those all molded in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want your anchoring element, but at the same time, you don't want to get pinned like a Tommy Doyle did. And that was hot weather. He got pinned. You know, shout out Tommy Doyle, by the way. Did not get engaged. He's probably engaged to Brian Vandermark, just absolutely just smooching on the couch. So anyway, we got anything else to talk about?
Last and final thing, score predictions for the game.
16-10.
You know what's really funny?
I'll be the judge of that.
No. And this is
Aaron Williams thinks he's going to get a flight in tomorrow. That is fucking hysterical. Shout out AOL.
I was watching videos on Twitter.
That's weird.
No. I was watching videos on Twitter. 2017. Trey White being a rookie. Do you know what the final score of the Bills-Chiefs game was?
I'm not going to tell you. I know it. I know I can tell you, though.
I know what it was.
No, so do I. You don't know it. I know it. I have no fucking clue, dude. Tell me.
You just told me.
What is it?
You just told me.
16-10?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Trey White intercepted the ball from
Dude,
Alex
it was
Smith.
so funny when we were interviewing the Baby Joe Nacy night, and we had all of those random, because you know a lot of people do they do come out and they watch the game, you know, watch our podcast and stuff like that. You know, I thought when we got the neon sign on air that would deter people from like coming to talk to us. Do you remember the one guy who like came up to me? It was like, Ilio says you have the remote for the UFC.
Oh my God.
And I was like, guy, I'm live on air. He just did not.
No, he didn't
process
care. He just wanted the UFC fight on. Like he wasn't going to stop.
Yeah, it's like Chris Collinsworth. He doesn't care that he's live. He just wants to talk about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I lined you up for that one. So anyway, I was asking some of the patrons what's going to be the final score and how many touchdowns is Josh going to throw? And someone told us 24-16, and Josh is going to throw 4. I was like,
Yeah.
are we missing all the extra points?
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be a very low scoring game. I really do. I think it's going to be 17-10.
So, Maddie, as always, nothing but illustrious guests. Nothing tonight, but
it's Thanksgiving. We got to forgive people. You know, everybody with travel plans and everything like that. You know,
Native Americans forgave us for introducing disease, alcoholism, and taking all their land.
But real quick before we get out of here, we do want to thank all of our listeners tonight. We want to thank Elliot Apollo's
Sons of Erie,
Elliot Apollo's Sons of Erie,
Beauty Pools,
Kayak Pools,
Fat Boy Surf Club,
Hamburg Brewing,
Fubo TV.
Yep.
WGG.
W.GG, the official energy drink of
Altered
Dude
Grounds.
Champions. Altered Grounds. Mackenzie Tree Farm.
Hey, McKenzie's Tree Farm, natural. Bring home the holidays. I guess. I mean, I don't think anybody stopped saying Merry Christmas, but if you're of the volition that people did, I don't know why you care about whatever people say, especially if you're listening to this podcast and listening to me. But those are all the sponsors. We deeply thank you all. Oh, and CXC. Hit him up, www.cxc.com. Adrian Brady Gizana. He's a cousin of Allie, I think.
And also, too, real quickly.
It's not going to be quick.
No, this is a quick one.
I'm making it longer.
This is a quick one, just real quick, because we did touch on turkey before. What is your go-to? Leftover after Thanksgiving?
Silence. Not having to listen to my relative jam jaw about sports. Blocking people on Twitter is always good for leftovers.
Those are.
Oh, I feast on them all day.
I know you do.
You know what? Speaking of that, actually, let's remove CXC. Fuck Adrian. You know, my mom was like, "Hey, student, I packed you like a little to-go bag and stuff like that," and I was, I threw on my fucking back because I'm old. So I was like hobbling, like
Like we do.
Mike McDaniels was fucking the other night to the fucking to the microphone after that performance. Whatever, that was not that great of a joke. Anyway, it was not that great of a night because as my cousin Adrian dropped me off at the Shorecliff Manor,
He hit the bag on you.
yeah,
Not cool. Not cool.
yeah. There's a double entendre days for my time in New York City and Wall Street, but he did had the bag on me. Come on with it.
But no, mine. Honestly, this is actually like my favorite thing to do after I mean, even I gave myself a cheat day yesterday. With doing
On your wife?
No, on my diet.
I was gonna say you dick down that turk ducking.
But
This is going off the rails.
But no,
I'm clipping that.
the leftover that after you eat the turkey at like 4 or 5 o'clock, you watch Christmas Vacation, and
I don't watch movies. I don't eat turkey. This is not.
Can I
go?
speak?
Can I go?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't pay taxes. I don't respond to texts.
But my favorite thing to do is Christmas Vacation, and then after you watch Randy Quaid,
I don't know who that
Shitter's
is.
Full. Yeah, yes you do.
Who's Randy? Oh, is that the guy with the hat and the robe?
Yeah.
I've seen Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
People love that Griswold
Yeah,
jersey.
it's amazing. Awesome movie.
It's nostalgia. It's not that good.
It's a Christmas tradition. But
Just said it's
anyways,
nostalgia.
Anyways, you take one of the leftover rolls. You put you mix the cranberry sauce with the mayo.
You motherfucker. You don't like turkey. You like combining elements because turkey alone as a standalone isn't good enough, much like Tua.
Student.
Yeah,
Student!
Yeah, what? Nope, we got to talk to somebody first. That was a good one, though. You're finally getting the format of the show, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you breached the format of the show.
That's fine.
Maddie!
Who are we talking to?
Let me do it first. Maddie, who are you talking? No, that's not going. Maddie, is that going through? I don't
No.
know. Oh,
It's on mine.
Get it off of mine.
I wish it was.
No, but
All right, Maddie. No, seriously, Matt. A lot of elements here. Big game. 8:20.
James Cook.
NBC. You're talking to James Cook.
I am. You got to step up. You got to have the type of game you had against Dallas last year. You got to every opportunity that you get, you have to gain yards. You have to put it. You have to drive through. In the snow, everything else, and you're gonna learn very, very quickly. It's very hard to play in snow.
Great. I'm talking to Reed Ferguson, an element not many people talk about. You get those game balls ready. They're going to be cycling a lot of balls. Ball gets drenched and all this stuff. We should talk about it real quick. The ball gets drenched, stuff like that. You get the game balls the day of. All right. God forbid one of these kicking balls, as he put the video out, and one of these kicking balls goes in, give it back. No souvenirs here. Okay.
Do you actually kick any field goals if it's real bad weather like that,
Sure you do.
or do you go for it?
Oh, you kick field goals.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you?
I'm just saying, like, if it's as bad as they say they're gonna, it's gonna be.
What's the wind?
Don't know, but we know what lake effect snow does. The field is it swirling winds and everything else.
So this is a new situation?
But it adds
we
that
don't-
extra piece of element to it. So
Sure. I think we're not going yard.
no, I don't think he's going to kick a 61-yard field goal. But no, what's the yard line conversion? Because you're
Are we
talking
facing
what?
are we facing the tunnel or are we facing north?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it?
We have all these
30?
I'm expanding. We have all these predictive elements that this is our stadium. They're practicing there tomorrow.
Yep.
Where they're gonna have damn near similar conditions. They're gonna figure it out. Niners, Candlestick, Levi Stadium, whatever it is. We have a stronger subset of usable data as to your question. Do you think the Bills are more capable of knowing what is within their wheelhouse of convertibility, or the Niners?
The Bills. But what is that convertibility? Is it
tell you.
we got to get to the 20, so it's a 37-yard field goal? Is it we're going to try it from the 35, so it's a 52-yard field goal? What is it?
Well, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
What's a catch?
exactly.
Anyway, I'm talking to Reed Ferguson. He's going to have a big element keeping a lot of those balls ready, the ball boys and stuff like that. Let's keep the pill, hot. Let's keep the pill threaded and stuff like that. So anyway. This has been the Third and Manageable Podcast on the Dude Champions Network. Check us out every day, anyway, always. Matt!
Good to be seen. Good to be seen.
I think we win, right? We win?